Hello, I'm Elgato, and this is Q&A Saturday, the weekly series I run on my channel to answer your questions that have been asked over the past week or so across the last week's Q&A Saturday video. This is a fun once-a-week opportunity for me to answer your biggest concerns, questions, and to have a back and forth about the biggest issues of the past week. I think it's a lot of fun. Hopefully you will do too. And I just want to use the start of the video to mention one more time that if you want to leave a question for 2 weeks' time, you can leave it in the comments down below, because next week I'm probably taking a week off Q&A Saturday just because it's like an awkward time of the week. And also, you know, let's have 1 week a year without Q&A. That sounds good to me. Sound good to you? Okay, let's dive straight into this week's with the very first question, which comes in from Stalker Bleach, who says, what do you think the smithing table will do? What do you want it to do? So first of all, what do I think it will do? I think it's going to be a table just to craft iron and diamond tools. I think they're going to make it like a little bit harder to go straight from stone to diamond, because if you've ever seen a speedrunner or just anyone who's played survival more than 10 worlds in a row, they can really easily get from wood to stone to iron, and then they mine some diamonds, and then they're immediately done with the kind of tech tree there. I think what would make it more interesting is if you needed a smithing table to get iron stuff done, because then you'd have to craft something different, you'd have to have a less portable base, and I think it would improve the use of iron. But again, because I think that's a little bit lame to just take something away from regular crafting and put it in the smithing table, I think what I'd like to see, and what I hope they will do instead, is if the smithing table was a way to improve the current system. So again, there's lots of theories running around about what all these blocks will do. I love hearing the different theories, but my personal, dream theory is the one that, okay, they're going to make the smithing table the only way to craft tools like iron and diamond maybe, but then, as a little bonus, you can maybe add a few bits of extra stick to make a more durable pickaxe, or you can, maybe like there's a tool in there that means that you can make any pickaxe on the table, but it gives you a small chance of having an enchantment. I'd love to see something done with this table to give you more different types of pickaxes or more different ways to mine. I think that would be great, because I think every one of these new crafting blocks, the test of time, the test of whether it's a good feature or a pointless way to make Minecraft more complicated, is whether it adds more to the game than it takes away. If it takes away something but then adds more at the same time, then that's exactly what I want. So if you look at the brand new way of combining tools in Minecraft, you can't do in your inventory anymore, that's taking something away, but in exchange there's now going to be a simple tool you can make to remove enchantments. Something that previously was going to require a mob that we didn't vote for at Minecon. We voted wrong, by the way, side note. But yeah, basically that's a really cool way to do things. And an interesting way to do things even more than that is the blast furnace, where the regular furnace still exists, but now there's a better way to smelt iron and gold, etc. So I hope they do something like that with the smithing table, where they don't necessarily take it away unless they need to, and they instead, if they do take it away, they improve it significantly. So that's the answer to your question, Stalker Bleach. But let's move into the second one, which comes in from Aaron, who says, Microsoft has recently stated that they want Minecraft to be a 100-year-old game. What do you think about this, and do you think this could happen? So first of all, I need to respond and say, man, I don't know why that spelling of Aaron always bugs me, but it's like Aaron, it's like, now, how does that turn into Aaron? Like, there's so many ways we could have spelt the word Aaron, and where does the name even come from? It's a bit of a weird one, and we have 2 A's at the start of the name. It just feels like they're trying to get first in alphabetical lists, and I never trusted Aarons. But sorry, Aaron, to answer your actual question. So I think Minecraft being a 100-year-old game is one of the most ambitious but potentially achievable targets that any game has really set out there, because most games last for maybe, it used to be a game launched and then it was kind of done. The sales would go on for years, but like get slower and slower and slower. But modern games like a GTA 5, for instance, or any other game that's launched this generation, have managed to last for years after launch by continuously updating, etc. And that's something that Minecraft kind of, innovated on. However, I think 100 years is a lot. So Minecraft will definitely last 10 years. It'll definitely last 15, maybe 20, maybe 25. But the reason I'm so doubtful, or at least not sure as to whether anyone can even say for sure about 100 years, is because even take Lego. Lego is not 100 years old yet. It's like 80-something years old. And, Lego does still last. It has innovated many times over that 100 years, but that's a very different 100 years to the 100 years coming next. So I would love to see a world where Minecraft still managed to last in 100 years' time, and I think it's likely there'll be some amount of Minecraft played. It's just whether it can remain popular, whether it can remain that big. Right now it's the biggest game around. Will it remain number 1? Probably not. At some point a game will take it over in the next 100 years, but it's whether it remains in the top 10 or the top 50, the top 100, that really starts to matter as to, is Minecraft, that successful? So I think this is one of the most ambitious targets, but I think it is possible, and I think that, the fact that Microsoft is going for it, I think they sometimes miss a lot of the, going for the community now, because they always make these really long-term moves. Like, you might wonder, why do they spend so little time updating survival compared to all these other huge things? Because they want it to be a very moddable, accessible, game that you can play, for years from now, and they're prioritizing those projects sometimes over the survival features. And that's why what people want now and what Microsoft thinks is good for the game, I think they need to find a better balance, because that's where the community / the game developer backlash comes from some of the time, at least. So with that said, we're going to move into the third question now, which comes in from Jira, who says, #Q&A. If I told you you could have the meatiest pizza that cures all diseases, ends world hunger, and stops global warming, but you'd have to eat a slice of pineapple pizza before you could eat the meaty pizza, would you eat the small slice of pineapple pizza to eat up the best pizza to save millions of people? And obviously the answer to this question is no. I'm not going to do that, because you know why? As soon as you start to normalize the idea of eating pineapple pizza to save global warming, suddenly it's like, okay, you can eat pineapple pizza maybe for a bit of money. Then it's like, oh, why don't we just eat pineapple pizza sometimes alongside the other pizzas? And then all of a sudden, we're ordering one pizza for a group of 10 people, and someone thinks it's a good idea to order pineapple pizza. We all know that's a minority opinion. We all know that's something most people don't want, and you know that you're just trying to get more pizza for yourself by getting a pizza that's god-awful. You know, people who like pineapple on pizza also like all the other pizzas. It's just people who like all the other pizzas don't like pineapple. So no pineapple pizza, not even to save global hunger. So with that said, though, we're going to move on to the next question, which comes in from Shay, who says, Q, will you be making a video again for 2019 on New Year's resolutions? Maybe we should assume he meant resolutions. Anyway, so he says what New Year's resolutions, but in Minecraft, mainly in your Let's Play world, and what you want to do plus get finished. So I did this video a while back for like middle of 2017. It was like, I need to finish these projects by the end of 2018. And the truth is I did a really good job on a lot of them, but none of them are 100% finished, or only a few of them are 100% finished. Most of them are significantly less than that. And yeah, because of that, I kind of like, it feels a little bit embarrassed, like not 100% achieving something that was a goal in a video. However, and also I set New Year's resolutions on the second channel for like my life and goal, etc. And I did like 3 of them, and I kind of did the 4th one, but I haven't been to every continent. That was my like, my big resolution for this year, go to every single continent. I didn't go to Africa or South America because after the getting robbed thing, I was just like, I've been too cautious about that sort of thing, which maybe you can blame me, maybe you can't, but it's one of those things where it's a little bit embarrassing having it be up there, which is good because it makes me improve, but also it's like, oh, I don't know. So let me know, maybe send me a tweet if you want me to see to do like a New Year's resolutions for my Let's Play world, because I think that would be fun. I do spend a lot of time in the world. There are a lot of big projects I like to do. It's just at the same time, it's like, having a public record is good because it means you're more likely to do something, but it's bad because it means if you don't do something, then it's like permanently there, which I mean, it's a good thing to have like stuff out there, but also it's like, I'm kind of scared. So let me know if you want to see that, and maybe we'll make like a, on the 30th of December, maybe next week actually, we'll do like my Minecraft resolutions. Let me know what you think. But for now, let's move into the next question, which comes in from Delia, who says, what would your dream Christmas holiday look like, food included? So here's the thing, a lot of people are shocked that in the UK we celebrate 3 days of Christmas, because there's the Boxing Day, as well as Christmas Eve, as well as Christmas Day. But my dream Christmas holiday, because it's usually like, okay, spend it in some amount of family environment where you kind of just chill back the whole day, laying back on a sofa, maybe even taking a nap when I shouldn't be. That's something I've done a fair number of years now. But like I just like the idea of like chilling throughout a day. There's a lot of like alcohol in at least the British Christmas I'm familiar with, as well as a lot of board games and stuff. Like I could name a few of them, but like playing a few board games, that's like a fun thing to do. It's like video games but real life, and even old people can get down with them. So yeah, I'm down with like drinking the stuff, playing some board games, and also here's the key one: lots and lots of Christmas food. There's 2 foods that for some reason it just like doesn't feel right to eat them outside of Christmas. One is turkey. I eat so much turkey during Christmas, and when I say so much, I mean so much. Salmon is so expensive. Smoked salmon, it's like £10 for a pack that will last me like maybe an hour or two. Salmon is really expensive, so I don't buy it most of the year. But Christmas is salmon time, Christmas is turkey time, and then like I guess like cheese and crackers and stuff. You can just eat in a limited amount of them, because we all know calories don't count on Christmas Day. So yeah, I'm kind of hyped for just Christmas this year, being a similar thing to that, just like chill, relax, have a few days of just peace. And yeah, I'm excited, but that's me personally. I know Christmas is different for everyone. It's just like, to me, it's kind of fun to like, have that for the first day and then have like, the day after Boxing Day. As a kid, it used to be like play around with, like the toys or whatever I got. Nowadays, it's like, I'm going to load up my Switch, I'm going to play some video games, and then, like we'll see where the day takes us or whatever. And yeah, it's just nice to have like a few days of just guaranteed it's going to be off. There's nothing I need to really usually do. Besides that one Christmas I got hacked, but ignoring that Christmas, things are pretty good every other one. So let's move into the next question, which comes in from Super Luigi Angel 22, who says, when does the full 1.14 update release? So yeah, a lot of people are asking this because 1.14 has been like hinted, promised, etc. It was going to be it's the second update of 2018, but 2018's almost over, and they're also confirmed they're not in the office anymore. So where is full 1.14? So here's the deal: they said it will be releasing sometime early 2019, and this early 2018 was when the aquatic update was meant to release. It went all the way to June. I hope we don't see a repeat of that. I think we won't because they're scaling back their ambitions. Stuff like no swamp villages, stuff like no jungle villages. So I would say that as soon as February or March is the most likely time. But again, it seems as though the work pace, the speed of the Mojang workload seems to vary a lot, and in the early year it goes a lot slower. So we could be waiting till like April, May, or maybe even June again. I just hope that it's not those later ones. So that's when the full 1.14 update releases for Java Edition. Just bear in mind though, if you play the Bedrock Edition, that goes on its whole own separate timescale. I expect to see at some point in January a 1.9 update release. I expect to see at some point in, you know, like March or April, like a 1.10, and so on and so forth. Just keep in mind there's a whole confusing update system. I'll keep you going with it during the next year, but that's why it's confusing. So when is 1.14 releasing? We know it's releasing sometime early next year. They're very vague on when, because again, they don't want to set a target and miss it. Kind of like me with my New Year's resolutions. That's like Mojang with like release dates, because they want to keep throwing new features in there, and then it delays the update, and then the 2018 update becomes the early 2019 update, becomes the mid 2019 update, and that's where we are right now. So hopefully that answers your question, but if it doesn't, let's move into the next one, which comes in from Forge Logical, who says, do you think Forge 8 will move onto another game port or a new game in the future after Minecraft PlayStation 4, or will they move to Bedrock as a development team? So as soon as Minecraft PlayStation 4 is replaced with Minecraft PS4 Bedrock, assuming that is still on the cards, which they've said it was like as little as 6 months ago, so when that happens, Forge 8 Studios won't be making any more console edition version of the game. So what will they do after that? And there is a couple of theories. So Forge 8 mostly made their business as a port studio. They ported Oblivion to the PlayStation 3, they ported a bunch of like classic N64 games to the Xbox 360, and then they ported Minecraft from the Java edition to the console editions that we know and love today. However, the question of what they do next is interesting because now they're a big studio. They were just a few men in an office in the basement of one of the dudes. Now they have 2 major offices in 2 major places in Scotland. It's like they've become a big thing. So if they wanted to start their own independent game, it wouldn't be too hard for them. However, I will say, again, like going from making ports to your own game, I imagine there'd be some weird things with that. So yeah, we could see them start to get some port work from somewhere else, but I think given their connection to Minecraft, I think given just all the fact that they're always referenced, the fact that they keep going to Microsoft HQ and they're like still linked very much to Minecraft, I think that means that we could see them start working on Bedrock on some form of development role, because they're always going to be doing something with Minecraft, because their art team, the one in Dundee, is always the one that makes all the official Minecraft stuff, at least, post like 2017, 2018. So given that is the case, given half their studio will always be linked to Minecraft, it kind of makes sense to link the other half, and I hope that we could see like 4J do some like console-specific Bedrock work maybe in the future. That would be exciting, because I think, having the 4J talents combined with the Bedrock talents would be the best of both worlds. So I'm looking forward to seeing some form of announcement regarding that, because again, I feel like 4J have shown their, their abilities during the last 6 years of Minecraft console, and I look forward to seeing what they're doing next, and I'll keep you up to date with it, even if it is non-Minecraft related on this channel. But let's move into the next question, which comes in from the Awesome Fossums, who says, OMG, please stop the I may be dead thing. It may one day turn out to be the worst jinx ever, and I'll be mad at you forever, but I'm glad 2018 was good to you. I'm glad 2018 was good to me too. But yeah, this is something I do every now and then. When I'm like recording a video, like a week in advance when I'm traveling or something, I say, I might be dead when this video goes up. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? And I know a lot of people take that and they're like, man, you should not joke about being dead, because, jinxes are a very real thing in some people's minds, at least. However, the reason I like to say it is because if you've ever seen, like, the Twitter account of someone who's dead, like, that's something you see a lot, especially, like, school shootings in America. It's something that comes up a lot in the news. It's always, like, kind of sad when they're just, like, living their life, and then one day it stops, and it's over forever. Or they're like, hey, just about to go to school today, SMH didn't want to go, and you're like, oh, no, this is terrible. But the thing is, I feel like, the funniest ones are when people have, like, jokes about it. It kind of brings some levity to the situation, helps people deal with death, the tragedy, whatever else. So if, like, for instance, that time that, like, a cyclone almost hit the plane while I was, like, en route to Japan, it would have been kind of cool if I mentioned, like, yeah, would be funny if I was dead now, huh? And then suddenly my last video goes from being this tragic thing where I'm just making videos, like, normal and, not living the last day of my life correctly, to, like, hey, he's self-aware, he's aware he might be dead, and he was. Like, I think that would bring some levity to it. I think that would actually help. If I did manage to die, the fact that I'm joking about it in my last ever video, that would be cool in my opinion. So that's why I make the jokes, and that's why you can expect to keep on seeing them, because one day, if it does turn out to be true, I won't be happy about it, because I'll be dead and I'll have no feelings, but I will be like, hey, I made a thing happen, because, I honestly don't really have cares for a legacy like I know a lot of people do have, but what I do have a big care for is, like, it'd be funny if at least this brings a laugh or a smile to someone. That'd be a cool thing to do in the afterlife, or, you know, in my post-life, I guess is a better way to put that. So let's move into the final question, which comes in from SRRN1 or BWM, who just says never visit developing countries. And I just wanted to take this because, you know, something like, oh, I got robbed when I was in the Dominican, therefore you should never visit a developing country. But the truth is, not every, you know, like, developing country is a crime-ridden place, and a lot of places in developed countries are quite crime-ridden as well. Inequality is one of the biggest drivers of crime in a lot of places, but it's not the only driver. There's a lot of reasons people steal and mug, etc. besides that. And yeah, the truth is, you're going to be running a risk everywhere. You just have to always try to manage that risk. You know, even the most dangerous city in the world, odds are you'll be fine. It's just a lower, you know, just a slightly higher chance that something bad does happen. But it's not like if you go to Rio de Janeiro and you walk around with your phone just like above your head in your hands, someone's not going to take it, you know, every time, or even most of the time. It's just more often than if you're like careful about things. So yeah, I don't want to visit too many developing countries. I think there's a lot of like downsides to that, but I also think saying don't visit them is something that's bad for those countries and also bad for you and your experiences, because just pretending something doesn't exist by not visiting it is also kind of a little bit of a bad thing. But anyway, that brings us to the end of this week's Q&A Saturday. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope if you do celebrate Christmas or care about Christmas, you have a merry one. If you don't, because I know that's like a lot of people these days, I hope you have a great few days over Christmas. I'll be releasing videos like normal because I want you to have something to watch if you want to just experience your normal Toy Cat video at your normal Toy Cat time in your normal Toy Cat place. Then guess what? You can see that in the next little Toy Cat bit. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.